Welcome back to Satisfactory. Okay, let's get in here and make these assembly directors. But first we need... Aha! We need a blueprint. Okay, and then I think we need one more hole. And then up here we'll change the signage. And then while we're at all that, let's make sure that this is not the blank. Alright, perfect. Don't want to stomp on our blank. And then I think what I'll do is I'll just put one sign on here. Just so we can, well, two signs. One sign for each thing. I'll put it below so we can always see it. One of these will be supercomputers. And one will be assembly directors. And then the inputs for those things will be on the other side of that. Okay. Because I think we can get a few supercomputers out of this. Actually, this might be enough to put together this blueprint and then also build it out. We have the supercomputer variant. And then let's just put this guy up here. Everybody on their own level. I don't think we're gonna have too many of these. Actually, let's look at the numbers. I think this is yeah, this is making 3, which is actually kind of fast. Yeah, I could put 2 of these in and still have half of them left over. I like that idea. Supercomputers and adaptive control units. The adaptive control units come in through shipping. Uh-oh. I don't like the fact that it let me choose the direction of that. Let's peel all this back. It should not let me choose the direction. This should be pretty straightforward. Much better. I'm very sensitive to these things not working out. Our blueprints have been unreliable lately. Ooh, I don't understand why it's doing that. The fact that it's kind of letting me change the direction of this leads me to believe that it's not actually connected. Now, that could be not true, but it's enough for me to worry about it. Alright, now we'll go up. No direction to be chosen. Split. Connect. Connect. So these supercomputers that we make, there's demand for 1.5, but we're making... Hello. We're making 3. So we can send half of those back. I don't like the way this is hooking up. I think I like this better. Okay. The output of our supercomputer is done. Now we just got to get the inputs for those supercomputer piece in place. My hope is that I'll remember that, hey, these two are the inputs for the supercomputer and these two are the inputs for the assembly director. Of course, one of those is internal, so one of these can go away. Oh, this angle's down ever so slightly. Actually, it might be easier just to have at least one of these go to the ground. Okay. Now we gotta split these. Yeah, that's outside of it. That's not gonna work. Let's split this one. You got at least one of them working. Let's see, this is a height of 8. And this is 4. If that's 4 and that's 4, is that asking too much? It's probably asking too much. All right. I think that's looking pretty good. Supercomputers, 2 inputs, 1 cooling system, 1 radio control unit, both of which are in that area, which is nice. And then the output of that gets split and sent down for use in other areas. And then here it gets added to this so we can use the supercomputer to make the assembly director system. Perfect. Now we just need to get the adaptive control unit in and the director systems out. I wonder if I can split this. Probably not facing that way, but if I turn this, it'd probably be okay. There we go. Alright, so if we can just get this split and supplied, we'll be in a good spot as far as that one goes. Totally the wrong one. I gotta put this on the left one. Much better. And then we'll split that so the next level can have supply. That's looking good. Just merge this on its way out. I don't know. I put a belt in here. I guess so. So that merges it on a way out. Then we just have to get this one. I kind of like this idea. We'll just merge it halfway across the world here.
I don't know. Have a good day.
And then all of it just needs to connect to here. That's actually not bad, and it's minimally clipped. I'm not going to say it's perfectly no clipped, but it's minimally clipped. Gotta have power for the whole thing. Nothing worse than forgetting about power. Just a little extra offset light. I think that's ready to work. Only 22 minutes in, might as well keep going. Maybe we can squeeze in the whole build. What are these guys waiting for? Automated wiring. Yeah, we know that that's the one we need to build on. That tower over there is automated wiring. What is Z? Oh. Assembly director. Blueprint link. Adaptive Control Unit 1. Wait a minute, these guys consume 1.5. And I put... two of these in, times 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 20. All other things being equal. And we're consuming 3. All other things being equal. So it's like 7 maybe. You put in 10 and then maybe do a little overclocking. Let's get these connected while we're thinking about it. Radio control and cooling system. There's exactly one radio control unit over here. Oh man, we haven't made radio control units in a long time. Oh, you know what? I just remembered last episode we realized we didn't have power. This area is very quiet. Makes me a little nervous that we don't have power. But I'm flying around in hovers, so I got some amount of power. I kind of missed. I don't want to fix it. Let's see. Power? Let's get power in place. Best way to check to make sure it's working. We're right on the edge here. There we go. Ow. Ooh, you know what? I probably shouldn't be running around with no health. Hold on. One little gas spike and it's over. Or one spider attacking me. I don't like the sound of batteries shutting down. That's not good. Well, it looks like the radios are connected nicely. Let's see how bad our power situation is. I know it's bad. How are we still only making 9,000 power? I might have to let myself get a little distracted here. I don't think there's even backup power over there, so it's got to be something going on with the turbo tower. And now that I look at it, I can see a ton of drones flying around, which isn't great. Though sometimes I think that they kind of hang out, then when I get close, they're like, oop. Gotta get back to work. Turbo fuel export, yeah. Turbo fuel generator export. I don't know if it's good news that there's a ton there or not. It almost seems like bad news. Yeah, looks like there might be a drone that doesn't have fuel over there. Apparently we need some compacted coal. This is a problem I'm aware of. These guys are working as hard as they can, they just need more sulfur. Alright, we're gonna let ourselves get totally distracted here and do a little investigation on this power thing. Right now I'm theorizing that we have a lack of turbo fuel in the place that allows us to have turbo fuel distributed to the generators. Oh no. There can't be worse news than there being an absolute ton of turbo fuel already over here. Now I'm really worried. Something's up with our rocket fuel production. I think I saw a lack of nitrogen gas. It's a whole different problem. I'm not going to get tricked into not having turbo fuel. Yeah, it looks like we're short nitrogen gas. Technically, we're short nitric acid because we don't have the nitrogen gas. Of all the things that I would have planned on, I wouldn't have expected this to be a problem at all, ever. I guess now we have to check our nitrogen gas exchange. What's the problem with that? Let's see. I guess it's possible they're sitting there with no gas, no fuel. Though that seems unlikely. We know it's not nitrogen gas. It really shouldn't be lack of canisters because they drop off full canisters and take back empty canisters. Our nitrogen gas. How are there no drones here? How are there no drones here? I would have expected them to be like desperate for fuel. But that's obviously not the case. I guess I could pull some canisters over. We're not really using that much nitrogen gas though. We really shouldn't need a huge buffer of canisters. That's intense. Uh-oh. Zero turbo fuel. I'm not sure. Oh, I already said I had zero turbo fuel. Jeez. We are trying to make this harder than it needs to be. Boy, that hyper cannon really didn't work out. I put a sign on here so I would know exactly where I need to insert these. I guess, maybe I should bring back a load of nitrogen. Maybe should, do we have to leave that much fuel behind? They're both loading. I'll just take this nitrogen gas with me. What I don't understand is, where's the drone? This side claims to not have drones. I should be able to launch myself over to the other side with this one. If no other reason, just to have a place to drop these in this type of scenario. So where's the drone for this side? En route. Rocket fuel exchange. So this is the one I'm looking for. Rocket fuel nitro gas exchange. Gonna have to wait for it. I can't tell what's on board remotely. I guess there just weren't enough empties. Maybe I need to cram a few more empties into this exchanger. Okay, back to the computer complex as a side quest of all side quests, but we figured it out. Lack of empty nitrogen gas canisters, of all things. Ten cooling systems in storage. That's not great. Did I already bring cooling systems over here, or are they sitting over there still? Looks like they're sitting over here. And it looks like we've already used all of the easy mode built-in items. I guess we could just add one to the side. I think I overshot that. Probably didn't need to bring him in quite that far. We should see a bit of increased power from 9,000 now. Alright, yep. 12,000. It's always nice, very scientific to make a prediction and have it proven true or false. And we'll just drop the supercomputers in here. For my own sanity's sake, I will put a signage on it. I should probably... it would be a little extreme, though. Let's see if we've got the Dimensional Depot. We're short a few items. I don't have this set up for perfect power connections. That should be good from now on, just to connect on this corner. So the supercomputer section should be working. And then... probably call it there, or we'll let our side quest be the quest. Though technically we only need Where'd I put the assembly or the adaptive? We could at least start making the assembly directory since we only need 500 of them. Wouldn't hurt to start making them now. Even if the whole thing's not ready to go. And then let's just grab these directors. Maybe put a little signage on that too. Oops, that was a total miss. Oh, I actually have the power set up on the front. Ooh, forgot about that. I just did it. But we're making a few of the director systems. I'm going to call it there. I think what I'll do is I'll just finish the rest of the build in the next episode. And then we'll just confirm our power situation's been resolved. And probably manually move a few more empties. I don't understand how that many empties are being... because they should just recycle. Either way, we've more than doubled the power that we were making, so it gives us plenty of time to work it out. And we'll put 10 of these in, and then we'll go to this tower and figure out exactly what we need. You know, if we want to overclock a little bit over here to get closer to what this will actually do. 7.5, so 15 per minute. That's actually kind of a lot. That's 30 adaptive control units per minute. And here we're making 20. Yeah, so a minor amount of overclocking will get us there. But we'll deal with that in the next episode. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.